can change your life in 50 days. I used to always dream about obtaining my success. I used to always think that maybe one day I would get that, put out to the future. Sometimes I thought that I wasn't in the best shape. I felt that I don't have enough time to do it, or sometimes I also didn't have enough money to achieve my success. Not saying that some of those things weren't true. As time went on, years went by. Not only was I not consistent, sometimes I would start and stop. I didn't gain any type of progress whatsoever. For today, that's no longer me. I have transformed my life and I am still evolving. I am no longer the shy girl who never vocalized her opinions. I have developed a fitness regimen and a healthy lifestyle that has transformed my health in incredible ways. I took a chance and created a LLC, and I also took a chance by starting a nonprofit organization, as well as have been very consistent in putting out YouTube videos as well. If the old me sounds like you need to continue watching this video because I can help you transform yourself. Welcome back to SHIMA Saba. If you're new here, this channel is all about self-care, self-development, self-improvement, and as well as I throw in a dash of hair care tips. I really do hope you guys love it here. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're going to talk about a little highlights of the proven methods from this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. Once I made the change in my life and I began working on myself, I realized that a lot of the things in this book I was actually doing. It also gave me an outline and a structure what I was already learning on my own. If you guys want to transform yourself and change your life, we have enough time before the end of the year. You can do this in 50 days at least. I had learned that I always used to stop and start things, and sometimes I felt that I wasn't just capable to achieve the things I want to achieve. And then sometimes I always put things off, and especially if there was a huge task, my mind would rather me just, I'd rather watch TV instead of doing this daunting work, or I'd rather just go out and hang out with people. But you don't gain any progress in life like that. It's easy to sit there and wish upon a star and think that, oh, well, I'm going to be this successful person, but you're not putting in any work. You're just like hoping for the best. And I used to be stuck in my manifestation regimen where I used to just use affirmation, try to manifest things, but I didn't take any type of inspired actions. I didn't create any type of things that would keep me going. And so the very first thing I want to talk to you guys about is just try to start small. Do not try to create a big task at once. For example, I started going on morning walks. And in the beginning, I used to just go once a day. At first, I tried to do 2 miles a day, 30 minutes a day. And I was just starting out, and it was just a lot for me to do. I didn't have good cardio. Of course, I knew how to lift weights and everything, but my cardio wasn't the best. And then it made me feel like, you know what? I don't want to keep doing this stuff. This is just too much to do for me. I'm not looking forward to doing this. And so I realized if I am trying to increase my cardiovascular system, let me start out small. Let me try to do maybe 10 minutes a day. And so I started walking 10 minutes a day, and I didn't do it every single day, as in like include the weekends. I did it from Monday to Friday. And by the way, this is a new goal of mine, you guys. I've been doing this for the past couple of months. So then I increased it to 20 minutes a day. And then once I did the 20 minutes after I got done my walkings, I started to incorporating walking the stairs after I finished my walk. And I'm going to do this, just keep building on. And when you do small things, it creates an inertia, it builds more momentum in you, so it keeps you going. So it is really good for when you are doing a new task, or especially if you have like this really big, huge goal to accomplish. Just start off really small so you don't have to think about the real big daunting task that is required for you. Unless you're the type of person you like to do that. But I just know what works for me, and it's been working on me, because I'm telling you guys, I was not the organized person. I was just like living life just like day by day. And I was just like, life was happening to me. I wasn't trying to control my life the best way that I can to get the things that I want. So I noticed that this approach really helped. It just take a lot of that mental stress of going against yourself and pushing yourself too much. So it's really good when you're starting on, you're early on something, you're starting a new project, or you're starting some new type of goal. It is really good to just start out small. So for example, if you want to start working out, start maybe 10 minutes a day. If you've never worked out, just try to tell yourself, I'm just gonna go and do like little at-home workouts, 10 minutes a day, and then gradually increase it, because the whole key to this is just being consistent. As you build this habit, you eventually increase the duration and the intensity of your workout. I also noticed that when I began to focus on not the bigger picture again, just focus on creating a system. So for example, I told myself I want to read a book. And instead of me saying I want to read a book a month, I started to say, I'm going to read 25 minutes a day for a book. And I noticed that whenever I've been doing that for the past, I think 6 months, and I've noticed that I've read 6 books. I noticed that I started to learn more. I'm starting to have a better vocabulary. I'm starting to understand different things, different viewpoints. I'm starting to build my life. And these are not just different type of fiction type of books. These are books that I'm using to better myself, like my finances, better my marketing plans, better myself, my self-development, my mindset, and just various different things. And so when you're doing this, when you're creating systems and you're not just focusing on your goals, it's less stress for yourself. It takes away that unachievable or burdening feeling that you may have, because I know that I used to feel that way. I felt like overwhelmed, that, oh my God, that's so far away. And when you realize, when you start to develop systems, you're focusing on the task, you're focusing on the action versus the very distant goal that you want to achieve. Goals are all about the results that you want to achieve, but system is about the progress it takes for you to get there. And it could be a very enjoyable experience. And you're not just focusing on this task and then you don't really want to do the work for it. Because sometimes if you are creating a system that works the best for you, you're just implementing your life, and then before you know it, you'll just get there. Because sometimes you just focus on these goals and then you'll just look back and you're not accomplishing it. You're feeling like, well, what's the point of me even doing this if I'm not going to get what I wanted? But if you're just creating these different systems for yourself, you're able to appreciate the journey that it takes to get there, and you're not even just focusing on the end result. And so there's just blessings in that within its own self. It's very good for the long-term success because you're not burnt out and you don't really lose motivation because you are enjoying the journey that it takes to get there. So systems help you create routines so you don't really have to think about it. It becomes a process just being automatic. Like, you know, when you get in a car, you're not thinking about, oh, all these different steps I gotta take to drive this car. Once you get in the car, you know that you have to sit on, you have to put your seatbelt on, you have to put the gear in reverse if you're parked in a certain type of way, and then you drive. And so you're not thinking about these things. You just know that this is something that you have to do. And so when you are creating these different types of systems, it becomes hardwired, and you don't think of it as a chore. It is something that you just do over time. It's just a routine that is a part of your life at this point. The third thing that I do is that I make my successes, I try to make it as attractive as I can, and by rewarding myself. All of this is just about tricking your mind. So say, for example, if I'm working on a very big project, I start off small. Think about the prioritization of the things I need to get done. If this is a big task I need to do, let me break this big task down. This is all part of a system, by the way. I work in 25-minute intervals. If a project takes me like 5 hours to do, I'm going to break it down. And each time that I break it down, I'm going to reward myself instantly by maybe, whether it be like a healthy type of snack or me just like watching a quick little TikTok or a quick little YouTube video. By me doing that, it makes my brain associate working with joy and with pleasure. Because if you're the type of person who dreads doing work, supplement yourself with the reward. Give yourself a reward in between tasks, because if you are constantly doing, and you're not getting anything back in return that makes you feel good, you're automatically going to dread that process, because your mind is associating that with a feeling of exhaustion. It's associating that with a feeling of dread. It's associating that with the feeling of, I don't want to do this. And so by you rewarding yourself with these things and giving yourself a little in between, like little pleasures, like watching something if that's what you want to do, whatever it is that you like to do, just do it and attach it. Do it quickly. You know, you got to get back to your work. You got to do what you got to do. So this is just scientific. By linking something positive, you are creating encouragement, which keeps repetition. So this is a concept that is rooted in temptation bundling, when you are doing something that you need to do and coupling it with something that you enjoy doing. So it's all about, like playing little tricks on yourself, doing what you know that's going to help you. All of this, you know yourself better than you know someone else. Do not put too much on yourself. Do not do too much that you cannot handle. All this is about getting you to the place that you need to be. By you building yourself up and by you creating these different types of habits, by you creating yourself routines, by you being more organized and you having much more structure and you having these different types of systems in place, it makes your life much more easier. You don't have to think too much about things. Everything is just streamlined. It's a simple process. When I'm telling you guys that I was the type of person who was just lazy, I used to lay on the couch all the time. I used to bed rot on the couch on the weekends, just living my life, which is going back to working a 9 to 5, not really seeing a clear future, always wanting these big dreams, always wanting things to work for myself, but I wasn't putting it in the action and I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to do. And out of nowhere, I just started trying to make a change for myself. And it's so interesting that by me doing these things, I came across this book, and this book is just mentioning this further validating my experience and the process and the things that I have been doing. There's no way, I'm not sponsored by this book. The next approach is called environment design. So shaping your environment around you, like your house, it definitely encourages you to get closer to your goals. So we can keep talking about this book thing. So if you want to say that you want to read books, keep the book by your book stand, keep it by like where you work, put it by your work desk. If you sit down and you like watching TV, put it on a desk somewhere. That will make you see it everywhere. You're going to start thinking like, let me go and read this book real quick. Let me go and grab this book. It's right here. Whatever is in front of you, you put it in front of you, you're going to more likely do that. And so with anything, that's just like how anything in life, if you are a type of person, if you have a house full of temptation, like junk food, and your whole thing is about changing your healthy diet, you're going to eat junk food. So you have to take all the junk out your kitchen. You have to take everything out that is contradicting the reality and the lifestyle in which you want to live. So you have to start putting healthy foods, and that will make it much more difficult for you to go out and get bad foods. Now, if you're the type of person like me, so I make sure I do not buy any sugars. I stay in an apartment. So if I make myself get some sugar, there's two things that I do. If I eat sugar and I'll order DoorDash and it's like some type of dessert, I have my mind already said that, okay, Shima, if you're going to get desserts, make sure that you walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes if you're going to get that dessert. And so by me doing it in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I do not want to walk for 10 minutes, so that dessert could just hold off. Or I'll do that, I'll probably like take the flights, like the 8 flights downstairs to get the freaking food. And so that makes me like, that creates the opposite effect from the previous example I gave you guys about making it attractive. So my mind is starting to associate it while getting chocolate is something bad. That's a little tip that I do for myself, and you guys can use that too if you want to. So this whole idea is to make the good habits frictionless and the bad ones very difficult to perform, which is you associating bad things with bad things. So by manipulating your environment, you are encouraging yourself to create the habits and the routines and get as close as you want to the successes of your life. So remember that the path of least resistance often wins. So by creating an environment that supports your dream life, you are in turn setting yourself up for success. It's making the whole process automated. You don't have to use so much willpower. You don't have to fight yourself so much to get the things that you want. So next I want to say is to track your progress. By tracking your progress, you're seeing how much you are progressing. You're seeing the things that you need to work on. It is a reward. If you're doing these things, you're implementing these different types of habits, it's showing yourself the progress that you're making, and it's giving you a sense of confidence. You feel like you're more a capable person. It raises your self-esteem, and it makes you feel a lot better about achieving your goals, and it doesn't make you feel as bad about yourself as a person if you're not doing the things that you want to do. All of this can shape yourself, and it shapes your self-worth as well, which is a really good pro. And also doing this increases your accountability, and it shows you just your different type of patterns and your recognition. And I definitely use this app, and which I spoke about in a previous video, is called Structured. Sometimes I will plan my week off on the weekends. Sometimes I'll do that on this app, or I'll just copy day to day. And this, which I am not sponsored by, I just like this app. And so by using this app, it has helped me if I am forgetting something, if I forgot to do something one day, it really helps you to keep track of everything. And by you keeping track of everything, I'm not having to think about stuff as much. The process is much more streamlined. Section things off, seeing what I have done, and it also allows me to cross off the things I have accomplished. And then if I didn't accomplish, I could just go back and I can see myself, okay, I noticed that I don't tend to accomplish this type of task, and let me start to make little changes or maybe cut off on some things so that I can get this going. Or if I can't do this now, maybe I need to put it on a different day. All this stuff just like plays effect when you are tracking different things, because if you don't have anything to base things out of, it is a bit disorganized and it's a bit chaotic, and you're not really knowing, like, when you are in the midst of doing these things, you're not able to see it. So if you're far away, you're able to look like, oh, I remember I did this last year. So the whole thing of tracking your progress is all about consistency, accomplishments. So there you have it. These are powerful strategies that can help you change your life within 50 days. We have roughly 4 to 5 months before the year is over with. So you guys, we have time. Make sure you guys start to create these different types of habits that can transform your life. You can do it. Remember to start small and build momentum. Focus on system rather than goals. Make your habits attractive and reward yourself. Design your environment that surrounds yourself, and also track the different types of tasks that you have in place in store for yourself. By incorporating these different approaches from Atomic Habits, you can definitely get closer towards your dream life or any type of success within 50 days. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed filming and researching this. Don't forget to share you guys' progress with us down below in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, peace.